Hello everyone, welcome to another English Solutions for Business and Life video. Today we'll be looking at the Full Blast book, A1.1, Module 5, Nice and Tasty. In this module we will be looking at the grammar, countable and non-countable nouns, the usage of a or an and some, and how to use some and how to use any. In which situations we use each of these two different words. The phrase would like, how to ask questions with this phrase and how to answer with this phrase, and the questions how much and how many. What's the difference between these questions and how we use them. So let's begin. First, let's start with defining what countable and uncountable nouns are. Countable nouns have both a singular and a plural form. We can count them, and we can use a or an and numbers before countable nouns. So again, countables have plural and singular forms. We can count them, and we can use a or an and numbers before countable nouns. Now, in the case of uncountable nouns, let me erase that. In the case of uncountable nouns, we only have a singular form for these, and we cannot count them. We don't use a or an or numbers before these uncountable nouns. Now, you already saw the next picture that I'm going to show you. It's a set of objects, vocabulary words that we'll learn during this module, and we're going to arrange them, countables and uncountables, sorry. For example, butter. Is butter a countable? Can we count butter, or can we use a or an before butter? No, so it goes with uncountables. Now, what about a soft drink? A soft drink. We can use a or an before this word, so therefore it's a countable word. What about steak? Can you say one steak? Two steaks? Three steaks? Yes. Can you count the amount of steaks that you have eaten? Yes, so it states here with countables. What about milkshake? You can count the glasses of milkshake that you drink, but the word milkshake, you cannot count it, so it goes with uncountables. What about onion? The word onion, you can count how many onions you have put in your stew, so it goes with countables. Milk and milkshake are both uncountable words because they're liquids, so you cannot count how many liquids you're drinking or you're eating, drinking in this case. So it goes with uncountables. What about egg? An egg. Can you say an egg? Can you count the amount of eggs that you buy? One egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. Yes, you can. So you put egg with countables. Cookies. How many cookies do you normally eat? You can say the number in this case. So cookies stays in countables. Bread. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. You can say a piece of bread, one piece of bread, one slice of bread, but how many breads do you eat? Well, that's not really a word, breads. There is no plural form for bread. So it stays as uncountable. We already said that butter was uncountable. What about rice? Is rice countable or uncountable? Well, you cannot say one rice. You can say one grain of rice, a grain of rice, but rice would be uncountable, so we put it here. I hope this had helped you understand what countable and uncountable is and the difference between them when we talk about something and say that it is countable or uncountable. Now let's go to the next part. This has a lot to do with countable and non-countable words, so make sure you learn that and review this video as much as you can if it helps you remember what uncountable and countable words are and their differences. So the usage of an, a, an, and some. We use a and an with singular words and countable. They have to be singular and countable nouns. We can use some with plural countable nouns. And we can also use some with uncountable nouns. So we can use some with both of them. But we cannot use some with singular countable nouns. We use a or an. What about any? Well, the difference between some and any in this case is that we use some with uncountable and plural countable nouns in affirmative and affirmative sentences and offers. And in the case of any, we use any with questions and negative sentences. For example, there are some carrots in the refrigerator. Would you like some orange juice? Now with any, is there any milk in the refrigerator? There aren't any apples in the refrigerator. Did you notice? We use the any with questions and with a negative sentence, and in the case of some, we used it with an offer and a positive or affirmative sentence. Let's look at some examples here, right here. So let's imagine this white box is a fridge. What's in the fridge? There's some ice cream, there is a potato, there is a burger or a burger. Now what about dessert? Can you say a dessert or some dessert? Well, dessert, as maybe you know, it's an uncountable noun, so we say some dessert. There's some dessert in the fridge. Now, is there any fish in the fridge? Is there any fish in the fridge? Yes, there is. There is a fish in the fridge. Or there is some fish in the fridge. You can actually use both when talking about fish, because fish is both a singular noun and a plural noun, and it's a countable noun. Would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? We use some because that's an offer. We're making an offer. We're offering coffee. Now, where's the coffee? Well, the coffee, we cannot say there is a coffee in the fridge, or there is some coffee beside. We can say there is some coffee besides the fridge or next to the fridge. Would you like some snacks? Would you like a snack? Both are correct. Why? Because in the case of snacks, well, it's a plural countable noun, like we saw here. Plural countable noun, and therefore we use some. Now, when we're talking about the snack, just one, we say a snack. We don't say an snack because, remember, N is before words that start with a vowel. Snack starts with an S, which is a consonant. What about omelette? If it's just one, which one would you use here? Would you use some or would you use A or N? Well, omelette is a countable noun, so we would use A or N. In this case, we use N because omelette starts with a vowel. O, an omelette. There's an omelette on table. We can also say there's some omelette on the table because if we're talking about a plural countable noun, well, some omelette left on the table. We don't know the exact amount of omelette that we left on the table because it's a piece of, well, what we ate during the day. So we can also use some for countable nouns which are complete, or uncountable nouns which are already cut or already eaten, part of the omelette, for example. Okay, so those were some examples. I hope you understand better what the use of some and any. Now let's go with would like. Would like. We use would like and a question mark when we offer something. For example, would you like some lemonade? Would you like some lemonade? Now we can answer, I would like some water, please. Or we can also say, I'd like some water, please. Now we use I would like or I'd like when we ask for something politely. Now let's also look at the questions how much and how many. The difference between how much and how many is that we use how much with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns to ask about the quantity of something. For example, how much water is in the bottle? How much water is in the bottle? How much rice did you eat? How much rice did you eat? Notice those were uncountable nouns. Now, as you may have already guessed, how many? We use how many with countable nouns to ask about the number of something. We can say the number of things when we are asked how many. How many students are there in the classroom? There are 5. There are 5 students. We said a number, so students is a countable noun. How many steaks can you eat? How many tacos? How many meatballs can you eat? Those are the differences between how much and how many. Now, let's try it with these words from the vocabulary. Cereal, chocolate, pasta, banana, water, and tomato. Would you like some cereal? Would you like some cereal? I would like some pasta. I would like some pasta. Or I would like a banana. I would like a banana. Cereal and pasta are uncountable nouns, so we use some, either when offering or when making a polite request for these 2 words. Banana is a countable noun, so we use a before it, a before it. Would you like a banana? Would you like a banana? I would like a banana. How much and how many? Well, let's ask, for example, how much a person has eaten for each of these words. So for cereal, the correct question would be, how much cereal have you eaten? For chocolate, we can say, how much chocolate have you eaten? Or how many bars of chocolate have you eaten? For pasta, how much pasta have you eaten? Why? It's an uncountable noun, so we use how much. For banana, how many bananas have you eaten? For water, how much water did you drink? We don't say how many water because water is an uncountable noun. We use how much. Tomato, another countable noun. How many tomatoes have you eaten? I hope this lesson has helped you understand the difference between these two words. These two questions, how much and how many, and the difference between countable and uncountable nouns. If you have any more questions, make sure you ask your teacher about them. That's it for this video though. I hope you enjoyed it and it has helped you understand better this module. We'll see you next video.